Evening, all. It's time once again for us to work for a little while on future pop. Okay. I tried importing this into Daz and it became kind of a flaming disaster. It's okay. We'll get it worked on. So we are here now, which is actually pretty cool. We have a complete hull, and we've got two tails with their gravity shrouds. So all I'm trying to do now is just to line up this gravity shroud. So we'll get it aligned up properly. I'll line that up. I feel like neither one of them are lined up properly now. This is all right. We'll get there. Maybe this forward more. Oh. I see our problem here is that we didn't think this through. Because really, we've got breakthrough on this. So we take this guy here, it needs to be pulled down. So here we go. And they don't fit well over this, do they? Probably should have checked the blades to make sure that they were correct in full mode before I. Good night.
Good night.
I'll see you in the mornings.
See you in the morning.
Let's have to delete this guy. And I'll delete him too. Because what I'm seeing here is that I'm seeing that the blades don't line up. Because I didn't check it in this mode before I took it out too. Because we're going to need to fix this blade. Like, this guy needs to desperately be more like so. Right. So there we go. I think the rest of the blade looks like it's fine. So the gravity blade is oh man.
Hat.
Hat. That hat. I like it.
Thank you.
There we go. I thought for a minute there, I thought you were like wearing shades or something. She's just so bright. You gotta wear shades. Something like that.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing okay. I was saying that I had an interesting thing tonight. Supposed to have been my night with my my language partner. I'm working on bringing my Japanese back up, and he and we ended up canceling because I wasn't feeling well earlier tonight, and I guess it must have been just season shift or something. But I was feeling pretty crappy, and I thought for a while there, I was like, I'm coming down with something. And, so I'm like, yeah, because usually he'll bring his wife and his kid, and his wife's Japanese. And part of the humor here is that their language in their household is English, and he really wants to bring up his Japanese. And she's okay with them just leaving it in English, but he thinks he needs to get his Japanese back up. And then she happens to be the translator for the convention. And so she has been telling me, she's like, you're a director, and you're the only one who has any language of proficiency in Japanese on the director level, and so I want you to get your Japanese back up. So she was like, so my husband and you can work together on this project. And I was like, fair, that works. I was like, so, but sometimes he'll bring her, and then she sits there and just like, no, you said that all wrong. Let's get back and fix this all back, because she's known us for years. So we're like at decades of, so it's not like she's, she knows she can be comfortable about just saying, you messed all that up. Let's back up. Like, it's really nice.
One more time.
Yeah. But we canceled because I wasn't feeling very well. I was like, oh man, I must be coming down with something. I don't want to give it to you. And I don't want to give it to her. And then we went to Kokoro for dinner because I was feeling better. And so we went to Kokoro for dinner. And one of the waitresses is Japanese. And so it was empty. There was nobody there. And it was just, it was just her and like a couple of other people. And Mariah started talking to her in Japanese. And then she just started chatting and talking to me. And I started talking to her. And we were only in Japanese. And then Mariah was like, ironically, God had to bow out of his Japanese practice session tonight. And instead got a practice session. And so I was like, actually, it was pretty kick butt.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited. That was cool. I was all excited. That was nice. She's a sweet gal, too. The waitress at Kokoro. She was really nice. Like, we got to talk about all kinds of stuff. Interesting turnabout on her part. She's now a U.S. citizen. She went through, got her green card and everything like that. She got a U.S. citizenship. So now she's having problems going back to Japan because she's a U.S. citizen. Which I thought, that's weird. Like,
that is
weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. And I was like, that's fascinating in its own way. You aren't sharing your screen yet.
Oh, I'm not? Oh.
So we're just looking at you and your hat. I'm not saying nothing, but that hat's actually pretty kick butt.
That's my hat.
There we go. I'll set you up. You keep drawing. Yeah, we're all set up now. Cute. Well, I just came out of Geek Tank and drank all of my tea during Geek Tank. So now my tea is woefully low. You see how low my tea tank is? So I'm going to go make more tea. I'll be right back.
Tank.
My tea tank. I think it's funny.
Okay.
I think I'm funny in general. General funny. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. See you in a moment. riveting content, I know. Ugh.
A lot of.
Welcome back.
Thank you. A lot of. Good evening, Brent. All right. Huh? What kind of trouble you've gotten into? What kind of trouble are you getting into? What is my problem, boy? I think I'm just stuck in another language.
I have no idea. I'm just doodling right now.
Actually, it sounds kind of like fun. Doodling might be fun. Well, you're a sober guy. Go to bed.
Huh?
It's Brent. Brent is calling me sober.
duh. He's a teetotaler, don't you know?
I'm totally a teetotaler. That is a given.
Oh, he's getting out the toys.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
run.
I got a Blue Origin Gundam. And I was like, I might as well build it. It's kind of cool. The Blue Origin Gundam is one of my favorites because it's all blue. I mean, if you were to talk about like Gundams that I like because of their colors, but like my favorite Gundam right now, of course, is the one from Mercury. That's my newest favorite Gundam. That Gundam has helmet bits, which is cool. All right. Now to put this guy together. Because you are like, I'm having fun. I'm like, well, that sounds like a good idea. I've been doing an awful lot of work. Work.
I'll work and no sky. Oh boy.
It really does. The way these work, they start out static. And you disassemble them into non-static. Which is really cool. So they start out with these static stands, but they have these totally articulate stands too. These are much better. So we just swap the armor out. Hang on. like micro gunpla. Got this set of dental tools. I'm kind of amazed at how useful they are.
Yeah, dental tools are really nice.
Yeah, super, super nice. The problem is, each and every one of these comes with static. The model comes in static display, and I don't know anybody who actually uses these in static display. Actually, no. Okay, but who uses it in static display? But I think that's part of the
person out there.
Yeah, maybe. That's part of the fun of it, is to build it, you know. So. So far, kind of took a lot of effort, but that's all right. And these is veneer jump jets. So you can jump. The Blue Destiny Gundam has a GM Gundam head, which I think is interesting. Not really a problem per se. Just interesting. So you figured out what you're drawing yet?
No idea. But I'm
No,
having fun drawing it.
You know, there's nothing wrong with this.
I mean, I have a dude with prayer beads kneeling at a shrine. I don't know. There's
What you know is stuff is going on.
yes.
That's what.
That's on the wrong side.
Well, it's not the wrong layer. If it's the wrong layer, we have to do the thing, you know.
That's not the wrong layer. Thankfully.
Yeah, otherwise we'd have to do the thing.
I mean, the night's still young.
That's true.
There is plenty of time.
All right. Here we go, guys. Now we have a bunch of Gundam pieces. Which that was kind of fun. Let me shrink this down a little. You can probably see more. See more. See more Crowborn. There we go. Hey, George.
Oh, you're getting a visitation, huh?
Yeah, well, not the first time.
And it won't be a George time.
Yep. Yeah.
Go.
I need little hip pieces. These are shoulders. There we go. These are forearms. These are also reversed. Here we go.
Okay. No idea what I drew, but I just drew it.
And you're proud of it, man. There we go. He actually has like a beam saber out sort of thing going for him. But put him next to this guy and it kind of makes some sense.
Yeah.
Being a Blue Origin guy kind of makes some sense on this one. I'm going to move this. Like, I don't know. Right up here, maybe. Maybe up here. Where am I? Who are you people? There we go. That way I can come in here and go, hi. And then go back.
So there's apparently a Godzilla versus Evangelion, and it's
Join.
this absolutely beautiful CGI. Like, I want to see this full movie, but it's a promo for a pachinko machine. It is like the most awesome promo I have ever seen ever.
That's beautiful.
Why did you waste this on a pachinko machine?
Well, we have some of those pachinko machines at NDK, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, but this isn't the pachinko machine itself. This is just an advertisement for the pachinko machine.
Right?
I'm putting this in private so you can see this. Okay, I posted it on private chat.
All right, I'll be right there. I am currently struggling with this, but I will be de-struggling in just a second. Arms backward, but I'm going to look at the prep jack first. It corrupted the Ava. That's insane. But I like it.
Like, I want to see this movie.
Right? Now I kind of want to know what happened to the corrupted Ava. Who knew
I
these
know.
kaiju?
October 15th, 1910, Kiddo the cat became the first of his kind to attempt to cross the Atlantic Ocean by airship, and he wasn't very happy about it.
What you think there? George, think you want to cross the ocean by airship?
When aeronaut Walter Wallman's America airship was preparing for takeoff from the Atlantic City, New Jersey, Kiddo was found in the airship's lifeboat. The wide-eyed gray tabby was not pleased about his unexpected journey, and his howling annoyed the airship's chief engineer.
Awesome.
America was the first airship to have radio equipment, and Kiddo has the distinction of being the subject of the first ever radio communication from the aircraft in flight. Quote, "Roy, come and get this blank damn cat."
Okay, that's awesome. I like so many levels of awesome.
The 71 hours that Kiddo and the rest of the crew spent in flight were fraught with storms and engine failure. After traveling just over 1,300 miles from their launch point, the America sent out a distress signal. Kiddo and the crew were evacuated via the ship's lifeboat onto a Royal Mail steamship. The America, no longer weighed down by the boat, crew, and cat, drifted away and eventually crashed off the coast of Maryland.
It's so awesome.
According to the airship's navigator, Murray Simon, Kiddo preferred the seafaring portion of the journey. He described Kiddo as perched on the lifeboat sail, washing his face in the sun with a pleasant picture of feline content.
Now that he was no longer in an airship.
Despite not making it across the Atlantic, the America did break the record for the longest sustained flight. Kiddo returned to the dry land a hero, and even got to meet his adoring public during his brief residency in a gilded cage filled with pillows at a New York City department store, and retired from the aviation field, going to live with one of the Wellman's daughters.
That's awesome.
The crew credited Kiddo and his 9 lives with helping them survive the perilous journey. Kiddo's escape vehicle, the America Airship Lifeboat, became part of the museum's collection in 2010. This is a real thing. This is on the Smithsonian website. There's even a picture of Kiddo and the chief engineer.
Oh God, that's awesome. It's so not right. I love it on so many levels.
One person's comment, why is this not a goddamn Ghibli movie?
Right?
Oh.
First, you don't do it right, do it again.
Now featuring Kiddo the cat.
Okay, I'm doing this the way that it says in the instructions. It's tight as I expected, so I guess. This wasn't the right side. That's all right. Taking it apart is not going to kill me. There we go. Little teeny vents. Somewhere. No idea where the teeny vents go. Oh, it's on the back. Let me see. There we go. Chest plate back on. And these guys. And ready for whatever happens. There we go. You can stand here with my RX-78. Guard the area. Forward. So. There we go. I like these guys because they're very posable.
Yeah, I think I have a red version of that.
Yeah, of the GM.
Yeah.
Cindy was specifically a GM model. It's cool. Yeah. With his shield and everything. Kick butt. There's two versions of these guys. So when you buy them, you can put them in a static format so that they're, static and they're just standing there. And then you can take all their armor parts off. And that's what's up in the upper corner right up here is the frame that it's in. So it's got this frame that it comes in on. And you take all the parts off and then put it on the fully articulate frame where it can actually move and you can move all the hands and everything like that. And so I've done that with both of these guys now. That's pretty cool. I dig these guys. I have always been a particular fan of Gundam. Witch of Mercury is now becoming really cool. I'm so excited about it. All right. Oh, good to me. My sober. Not anybody else's sober, just mine. All right. That was a good break. Good thinking there. Okay. Good thinking. Thinking.
Hey, sometimes you just have to take a break,
Yar. Next, we'll make a door. It'll be adorable. And that was
everything hinged on that joke.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we may decide that early is good for tonight too. Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, it's 11 o'clock. I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to lose.
Yeah, lose coherency. Yeah, I'm with you. Nope. This is hard to see. So much construction has gone on now.
On
It's
what?
really hard. Yeah, just I've been working on this MPV redo. I'm redoing my MPV because now it's, there's people who want to build the model and stuff like that. And so I'm redoing it, but now there's so much construction on the model that I can't actually see where everything is anymore.
So you've over-constructed.
You're, as usual. Not like anybody expects any less of me. As my buddy Alex is wont to say, why do something if you can't overdo something? Huh? I didn't lose myself here. Yes. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I'm not sure.
By the way, I cannot wait till November the 2nd so that all these stupid political ads can go away.
They're texting me now. Like, oh. They're texting my kid. That cracks me up. I'm like, well, he's 12, so you can do what you want, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm just saying. Although I was pretty livid this morning when I found out that his phone came preloaded with a news app that signaled him when somebody was murdered or there was somebody who was beaten up here in Arvada, and I'm like, oh no, we don't. My big thing is, I don't care if the kid sees boobs, I don't care if the kid sees penises, none of that bothers me. What I care about is if he starts to become cynical about the human race. That's an issue,
Like the rest of us.
right? Because I don't want him to become cynical before he's that really is losing the magic of childhood,
Yeah.
and that's my big pet peeve. And I'm like, no, I do not want him to start having to deal with crappy news reports about death, doom, and destruction outside. I got better things to do with his life. He's got better things to do with his life.
Well, and all that does is cause unnecessary panic.
Right. It just stresses him out. Why would we do that? He walks to school every day. Why? I don't want him to think that he's going to get beat up and killed out there on the streets. It's safer out there now than it was when I was a kid, walking the same exact streets, by the way. It's so frustrating. I'm like, you people, just let it go. Stop. There. Look at a door. It's adorable. Now I got to do the bottom door, though. That's the upper door.
I think you have that joke latched down.
Yeah, probably do. I should put a pin in it. Now, let's just make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. It's not what it's supposed to do. Yep. That's the one.
Oh, David would be happy with this picture.
Yeah, you have an awful lot of boob going on there. More than you and I are generally comfortable with, but
yeah.
I like Brent's "you're sober" guy. Go to bed. I'm not drunk enough to be up this late. Markedly easier door to do. It's just one piece, so. Question is, how much does it actually extend out? And I don't think it extends out a whole lot at all. Which is fine. There we go. And now we have landing door. The question is how far past the past the motor, the if you will, the hip motor, does that go?
Are you trying to make this thing a transformer?
Oh, have you not? You've not seen the original, have you?
Apparently not.
So I have a critter called the MPV. Right? That's what this guy is right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And his legs come out. Right?
Wow, he is a transformer.
Yeah, he totally is. Right? And I recently learned that I can make a figure in Daz. And so I was like, okay, I'll make a figure in Daz because then when I do, I can do poses for it. So I can pose him with his legs out and I can pose him with the legs folded up and pose the steering turning right and left. Because right now I can turn the steering right and left. I can control the steering of the vehicle like this, right? But it's the way that it's set up. It's just a bunch of rigs over here on the right side. Well, you can't see it. Over on the right side, there's a bunch of rigs. And so I've been kind of working on this, and I was like, well, while I'm at it, this is a crappy model. I built it really fast one night. And so I'm like, Brent has been like, I really want to print the MPV. And other people have been like, I really want to print the MPV too. And I'm like, okay, I probably should make a better MPV. And so I've been going back and making a better solid, because like these doors don't open either. And I had a scene in my comic where the Marines came out the door and ran to the scene. And I was like, that's great, but I don't have opening doors. So this is the new body that I'm building here. And the door is now open, and you can actually get into the cabin of it. And so this is a hip hinge right here. And I have to see whether that comes down over it or not. But this, I mean, you know, I just built a Gundam tonight. My comic is going to have mecha.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to. It's like a law for the requiring this or something. I don't know. So that's, you're like, is it a transformer? I'm like, you didn't know about this. And I'm like, yes, it actually, in the first issue of my comic, was transforming all over the place and landing on its legs and standing up and running around and all kinds of stuff. In the second comic, I wanted to have it actually bolting and running like an animal. And I was like, I got to figure out a way to do this, because why in the world would it run if it's got engines? Why run when you can fly, right? And so
Yeah.
I decided that where the princess, this is called the princess, their MPV is called the princess. Where the princess is underneath the smoke cloud, like if they're walking through the rubble of this area, and there's this huge cloud of smoke above them, and they say, you have to come back now. And she's like, okay, well, everybody get on board because we're running. And they're like, well, why don't you just fly? And she's like, we can't. The smoke will foul the engines. So we have to at least clear out from underneath the smoke cloud first. So she starts bolting, and it just starts galloping. You can have this thing galloping along, and then I just envisioned it just like, galloping at full speed, and just kind of like tearing through the city with all of its legs, and then finally it clears out from underneath it, and it just jumps up into the air, and then the main engines start, and it just takes off straight, and all the legs fold up underneath it and everything. Because, I mean, what was it? Who is it that said write something? It was Neil Gaiman. It's just, write what you think is cool. Other people will think it's cool too. It's just write what you think is cool. And I think it's cool to have a mecha running along at full gallop, and then jumping up into the air, and then the main engine's igniting, and it's just taking off for orbit,
Running along in my automobile.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah, so yeah, I was going to redo the model so that it's printable and less stupid. So, and the doors can open. But this guy needs to come back down. We need to do the thing. It's not quite closed. There's a window in this door.
Well, I think that is it for me for this evening. I am
You're
stuck
like-
to fade.
And on the galloping robot, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I'm out.
I'm out. Galloping robot, I'm done. I don't got any more, man. Galloping robots where I draw the line.
I mean, because next you're going to throw a saddle on it, and at that point it's just too crazy,
Nope, I'm out. Yeah. Well, my good friend, I will see you later. It's good to have you back. Is it cold out in your little shed?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit. I have an electric blanket, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 7 degrees Celsius out there. So it's probably colder up there, closer to freezing.
Here, let me update my app and I'll tell you. Update. Dang you. According to this, it says it's 40 degrees. I don't believe that.
40 degrees? 43?
43.
Yeah, 43. Yeah, it's about 7. That's below my roll the windows down level in the car. My car is really well organized for Celsius, I've decided. So like my design for car is at 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees is roll the windows down weather. 20 to 25 is right on the edge. 25, then you can't roll the windows down. You have to turn on the AC. Below 10, you have to turn on the heat. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really kind of very interestingly specific. Like I can, because I set my car for Celsius when I first got it. And so I've been watching the temperature and I'm like, well, that's interesting how it's exactly right for like 10 degrees and lower and I have to turn the heater on. And at 25 degrees, I have to turn the AC on. And I've got that perfect zone for about 15 degrees right in there where it's just perfect. I can roll the windows down, drive along all I want, and I'm a happy puppy. It was interesting.
Yeah,
Alex
I had to have someone jump my car one time.
Uh-huh.
I had to have someone switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So I've been learning Celsius because I don't know how to turn it back to Fahrenheit.
Well, that's funny. I didn't intentionally. I was talking to my buddy Alex, and I'll say this one thing and then we can go. But yeah, he and I were talking about all kinds of interesting things this morning. We were talking about the way that people handle information and stuff like that, and it was just kind of cool that I forgot where my train of thought was. Because you were talking about jumping your car, and all I could think of was Dukes of Hazzard at that point. You know.
Whee!
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
I made that Dukes of Hazzard?
No. I just now remembered what it was. We were talking about how people can find, if you can find the way to get people to find something interesting, they could do a thing, right? Like you could get me to farm. All you have to do is convince me to play with a combine and with a backhoe and large equipment, and I'd be farming happily for years. You know what I mean? Because I just sit there and play with the equipment and conveniently farm while I was at it. You know what I mean? Like I could get into farming from the edge and the angle of the equipment. You know, some people get into farming because they want to see something grow. Some people get into farming. You know what I mean? Like, but you could convince people to do any job if you can find the angle. And we were talking about how interesting it was because I would totally get into farming if you'd let me play with a combine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in. Just to be able to say I know how to drive a combine is kick butt enough in my life. You know?
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. I mean, I'd probably get bored of it after a while, but it's one of those things that if you had a society where everybody took a turn at farming, let's say, just so we keep our farming, you know, so we can all have food or whatever, and everybody took a turn, you could find a way to make it adjust to everybody. So when it's my turn for farming, you could say, oh yeah, well, here are the keys to the combine. If you come farm, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, I'll go play with the combine. Big equipment, I'm in. And we'd go out every morning, and I'd baby the thing to get it started, and I'd adjust the throttle body, and adjust, you know, till it gets going, and then drive it happily along, you know, do the things, and everybody'd be like, he's happy. And I'd be like, I'm happy, I got a machine, you know. It's so funny.
I get to play with the toys.
Right? I'd be happy for years. You could probably keep me going for a couple of years out there, as long as, you know. My whole job is to baby the machines to get them going, and then once they're going, I do the things. And oh man, some of us, I think that's, you know, people are like, people won't do the jobs. I'm like, that's just lack of imagination. I do all kinds of stuff with machines. You know, I got to play with the machines. I do all kinds of stuff. So, all right, my friend. I think we're out. I think we're done. I think you and I are
think
cool.
so too. Stick a fork in us.
Yeah, stick a fork in us. I'm going to go on ahead and roll the end credits even. I'm so forking us. But I like the pattern you put on her dress though.
Thank you.
That's very pretty. It's a very witchy outfit. How very witchy of you. If you had a program where you took like novice witches and made them into full-fledged witches, would that be an enrichment program?
Maybe.
Okay. On that note, I'm leaving. Good night, my friend. I will see you
Good night. See you later.